I don't know, like, there's also juices, relationships. Probably at the back, relationships, I come from a very dysfunctional family, right? They used to be arguing and acting crazy and stuff like that. So when I started learning astrology, the first, only birthdays I knew were who? My dysfunctional family. That's your first key if you're taking notes. If you want to learn astrology, study your parents. Study all of your exes. Get all their birthdays. Anybody you like and didn't like you need their birthday. Somebody like you and you didn't like them back, you need their birthday. Somebody did you super dirty, you need their birthday. Somebody, got you out of jail every time, you need their birthday. Somebody who always cover you on the bag when you're short, you need their birthday. The person who's always asking for your last and they ain't got nothing, you need their birthday. Stop letting people pass without getting data, right? Data goes back to the astrology. It's the oldest source of data. It measures distances from planets to, our particular location, between galaxies, time, like speed of light, things like that. So it's all about making sure you got your numbers right. So gather your data, right? Because it's the oldest. But everybody wants you to look another way because if we can keep being in dysfunctional relationships that we grew up with, most of us, and that's why it's persistent stress environments. Why are our environments so stressed out? Because our relationships are jacked up. Who gave us some time to heal about relationships or correct information on how to do it? It's in our DNA though. So when we went over to the mushrooms, I like to call them DNA explosions. Does anybody know what a DNA explosion is? Other than you.
Is it like the pop candy we're talking about?
Nope.
No, not the biscuits.
Something more simple. Y'all trying to be too deep. Where's the not so deep side at? That's gonna get the answer. Don't be too deep on this one. Nope. Nope. Can't use the word inside of the definition. So DNA explosion, you can't say
Awareness.
close. An epiphany. What's the short word from epiphany? Aha. Ah. You know what I'm saying? These sounds that we make. Aha. Right? That you just be like, you had an epiphany, and guess what? The DNA just reminded you that this is what's going on. You didn't remember or learn something new. You just gave credit to the wrong place because it was already wrapped up in your DNA. So when we get down with the microdosing, that's like dating the mushroom before you get ready to get full on into it. You know what I'm saying? There's texts and phone calls and, oh, you're so nice and I like you and things like that. That's what happens in relationships early. You just start talking to people and you hold hands, and you look at each other and you goo goo gaga eyes and stuff. Then you go on to move on to more further things. That's what macrodosing is, 5 grams or more, right? But now that your cells and your DNA says, I recognize this substance. I'm not gonna send white blood cells and other parts of my body to resist it. I'm gonna say, we already have been texting. We already been holding hands. We already been writing letters. Let me just relax and see what a full visit looks like when you come over. But that's like the best way to describe this thing that's gonna come in, and it's going to scan, Muda was talking about this abdominal brain, is scanning your hard drives, right? Because brothers carry a lot of things in their heart, women carry a lot of things in their womb. There's still a common area in the middle, right? And so that's where you're breathing there every day, right? Which is Gemini, the lungs, right? Mercury. So that's why in your harmony, these are organs. These are like an organism that you make like sounds off of, right? You have these DNA explosions. That's a whole trick. Even the relationships that you're in. Remember I said the raggedy relationship? Said you ever had a DNA explosion, so you don't go back and do nothing crazy again. That's the thing, is awareness, aha moment, when you see the numbers about to play out. Because symbolism, spirituality is symbolism. That's why you're looking at the sequence of events. Look at the order of the relationships and the people that you met. Start dropping your doses and your trips, the time of date. See, a lot of times we misrepresent it because we're not collecting our own data. Why do I have to wait on somebody to collect on my data? I smoke a blunt, write it down. Moodle didn't pass it back, write it down. You know what I'm saying? This is data. It's hard data, but we're not taking it serious because we're like, well, man, I don't write in the proper English like everybody else. It doesn't matter. I took half a gram of mushrooms. Write that down. It lasted this long. What time was? Where was the moon at? What was the rising sign? How many of y'all done mushrooms before in person? Let's see what I'm talking to. More than a gram? Keep your hands up. More than 2 grams. More than 3 grams. More than 4 grams. More than 5 grams. More than 6 grams. More than 7. More than 8. More than 9. More than 10. More than 11. More than 12. More than 13. More than 14. More than 15. And we got one in the back. Some 14s in here, some 15 pluses, all the way down to some 1 grammers, some microdoses. We all matter. Bible limits say take confidence to take any mushrooms. If you was up in here listening, you didn't raise your hand, you got confidence. You be sitting up here with all those crazy people who believe in astrology, the mushrooms, and magic, and social thing, and dragons, what's that about? Write down what time you took your dose. The time I like to use is when I put it in my mouth. If you're a cultivator, write down the time you go grain to substrate. Write down the time you go grain to substrate. There's so many cultivators that I am like, if you really want to tell me what's on that strain, all I need to know is the conception date. So you take 9 months from your birthday. Anybody in here, you take 9, when was your birthday? March 26th, so we back up 9 months from that. That gives us June. So we back up to June, and her conception date is in that area. So what season is that? That's the season you were conceived in. So now you're talking about, I want to grow some lion's mane. You know, it's maybe public broadcast. What's the flavor of it? You know what time you put them grains down there, and then, you know, put it on top. Just write that down there with your nose, so you can see what seasoning it is. It's like marinating. It's like marinating, because we are citizen scientists. The first thing you're going to come up with is the rising sign. The rising sign of your mushrooms. Did you know that you could even have that? Wow. Mushrooms have rising signs. Did y'all know that? Yeah, whenever it laid down, that was the conception. So if you got that time that your mycologist laid the tub, you already know what to expect when you get it. The mushroom was like, I know what time it was when I got laid. It's a little brighter though, right? So now, what does that have to do with you in astrology and mushrooms? Why do you take the dose you take? What do you want from it? You had your hand up, you over 5 grams. What did you want from it when you started taking mushrooms?
Liberation of self. You know, find out who you are inside.
Right? How's the journey going so far?
It's still going.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need help at any junction?
I think you always need help. Maybe like a guide, someone to really prod at, like what we were talking about, the difficult questions, right? The ones you can't ask yourself.
And then you said you're looking for freedom, right? So if we're looking for freedom, what sign in the zodiac is freedom? What sign? Ooh, Sagittarius is wild. Who said Sagittarius? Sagittarius is wild. It wants to be free too, but there's one more. I could go, no.
Aries? No.
Who said that? Aquarius? Aquarius wants to be free. Aquarius wants to be free, 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 free. So if you're trying to go and do some liberation while you do mushrooms, let the moon be in Aquarius. I want to find out who I am. Yeah, that really the whole mask thing. We made a mask come because we was already wearing masks because we wasn't keeping it real. So now the whole thing just came down and they was like, well, just put on your face, period. You don't even real anyway. Just put on a mask. It's ridiculous. Ooh, I got the chills on that one right there. So if I want to know who I am, what keyword is that in astrology? Who is I am? Aries. I am is Aries. That's your Ashe. What? What time are the astrology classes tomorrow? What are we doing here? I'll be here at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is terrible. Listen, you want to know why waste the trip? Like, why waste the trip? I got to wait 28 days before I take another one? I'm not wasting no trip. I can go this night right here. Where's the moon at? Moon's in Capricorn. Fuck my feelings. Fuck my feelings. Damn. It's the only night I can go though. The mission's set. There ain't no you with no intentions. It's the moon in Capricorn. I don't care about your feelings. What we doing? It might be one of the best times to go because, as Papa Clinton said, it's about doing the work. And a lot of people want to go in on Woodstock. You're trying to sneak into Wakanda and do Woodstock. You can't sneak into this laboratory and want to just play around because it look cute. You got to come into Wakanda and do the work. Liberation is going to be for those who do the work. Because some of the freedom fighters, me in particular, I'm adopting I only help the willing. So a lot of people in the community don't like me because I be like, we come back for them later, moving too slow. Wait, we all got to go together. Oh, and you get 10 of them shot because we waiting on one.
Right.
Sorry, not me. I'll swing back around maybe the next time. Right, because we are showy type people, but that's another thing. I was about to go off in the 20s and realms and stuff. But when you want the situation of doing the work, you see a moon in Capricorn. That's tough. That's maybe the environment that you need to go in. Because we think we can control these times that we have these experiences, but you really are following your chart from the day you were born. You picked up that time. You were so disrespectful of your parents when you was like deciding your birthday. Your mama and daddy had other things going on. They really did. And then all of a sudden you was like, when's your birthday? What year? So, and then you decided July 23rd, 78, I need to be down there on the planet to get that chart. Who's ovulating? Oh, who likes you? Oh, he likes you, and you're ovulating. So if y'all have sex in 90 days from now, around this time, I'm gonna get this birthday. All right, I'll take it. That's how all y'all got here. You too, you the youngest one, that's how you got here, through manipulation. Congratulations, too, you did it. Here's a round of applause for manipulating mom and dad. Everybody, so you won't be here. Give yourself a round of applause for being manipulators. Let's go. What am I talking about? Get enthusiastic about it. You know what I'm saying? Same keyword. So Mars, Aries, in the first house, wherever you see them, so that's the I am clan. That's the I am clan. They start shit. Aries start shit, first house start shit, Mars start shit. Simple, right? So when you learn these keywords, you're going to go in order. There's only 12 signs. And when you see how to note where the moon is at, whenever you decide to go in at night, on a dark, lonely Friday and Saturday night, by yourself, without somebody spraying you down with Florida water and touching you and playing drums over you all night, right? Anything else I missed? Chewing forks over your head. Yes. Just go sit down somewhere. Go sit down somewhere. It's the best thing when you have, if somebody's sitting for you, you have to tell them to go sit down somewhere. You have the right to do that, okay? All of you, when you get past 5 grams, if your sitter's too much, say, man, go sit down. Turn that damn music off. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit there and do the work. Be serious about it. So get you an app and find out where the moon is at that night. And that's going to give you the energy that is the most prevalent. And like, this is like super breaking news or recent because I'm sitting for people in the last 2 months. I've had people sit on a Pisces moon, and then the moon after that is Aries. Totally different energies going on in the room. Somebody goes in at 9 grams with Pisces, moon in Pisces. They didn't make a sound. I was like, did I do something? What happened? I called Voodoo. He said, they're in hyperspace. And I was already gone already. I was like, what? Because everybody at 5 have been making a lot of noise. Woo, 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 woo. I was like, what happened? The very next night, when the moon was in Aries, it was winning on 5 grams. And what was it? Woo, 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 I'm on one stop. I said, there's one rule in here. When this door closed, stay in this room. Don't worry about the rest. Just call me. I'll come to you. Don't come looking for me. Oh my God. I can't wait till all of y'all become sitters. That's really why we're here in Oakland, to make all of y'all replace us. Very important that you all, especially you. I'm getting you ready right now. About 3 years, 18, I'm just turning the whole thing over to you. Be like, here you go. And then when you sitting over here, be like, here you go. I forgot what I was gonna say because I'm so happy. I just gave the whole thing over to her, just like that. Like, here you go. What was I saying?
And the energies that you get, the things that you use with whichever dose that you take.
And I was talking about the moon being in Aries, and they wanted Woodstock, right? Because they didn't want to do the work. Because the Aries energy likes to start things, but does not like to finish. If you want to finish something, what do you need? What sign is finishing?
Yeah.
Who that is? Okay. Get you a Capricorn. Once again, why would you do that? Because of relationships. Because you're trying to build your community. You can't build your community without relationships. So now that's why we need to collect our own data How many mushrooms did I do? Where was the moon at? What was the rising sign? Where was Venus? Was it an eclipse going on? How many days past the eclipse was it? What season in it? What sign is the sun in? What deacon is it? All these are our ancient sciences, so we can have better relationships. All these sciences, even the mushrooms, all of that, why are we doing that at the end of the day? So we can have better relationships. That was Jalen was like worldview. Better relationships, man. That's what we in it for. That's what I'm in it for. Better relationships with our children, better relationships with our knucklehead parents. I'm gonna say it again, our knucklehead parents, knucklehead family members. We need to improve our relationships because all y'all came without your family because they believe same stuff y'all believe. I know a whole bunch of y'all got, and you got some family that's way out. They think you way out there, right? Yeah, I know, but you looking at them like, how could you still be doing what y'all doing? It's impossible, right? So we have to build better relationships with what we're doing. Take the data while we are exploring on our mushrooms, and especially when we are sitting for other people. Because when we're sitting for other people's, that's another divine relationship. What's the root word of relationship? Relate. How do we relate? When the bus driver's driving the bus and you back there riding, that's a safety relationship. I'm gonna do everything he needs me to do so he can do his job safely. I don't want him to crash the bus. I ain't in love with him. I don't want to be nothing else more than a passenger. And I don't want to be a very short relationship. You go stop when I get off. That's how we have to learn in real life. There's some people in our lives, sometimes it's just a bus ride. It's time you step off. Especially when the mushrooms tell you that. That's why Buddha told me, he said, yo, you gotta separate some couples sometimes. I said, I gotta separate couples? They're married. Watch that.
Yes.
Watch that. You see what I'm saying? You don't know what'll come out from my mouth. Woo! Don't worry about the fart. Okay? It's okay to fart. If you're doing mushrooms and that happens, yawning, things of that nature, crying, absolutely laughter. That's right. But Lord have mercy, the confessions, if the confession starts, my. But that's one of the things that we want to do is we want to empower licensed professionals. Like if you know any, like live psychonauts who also are clinicians in the Bay Area, San Francisco, that's what we're looking for. The teamwork makes the dream work. And we don't want it to be lily white like it's always been when there's so much of us that are qualified. Did y'all know that y'all have like the Black Women's Psychedelic Society of America or something was founded right here in San Francisco?
No.
In the 1960s, like right around the time of the Black Panthers. It was like all these psychologists and psychiatrists felt like they were being, not respected by, the other peers in their group. So they was like, we're just gonna start a National Society of Black Psychologists or something like that. And it's here in the Bay. Y'all sitting on resources. You know how sometimes after you sit on a resource long enough and warm it up, get your ass up and tap the resource one time. I am here. It might just fall apart right there. You may have 932 carats or something precious. You see what I'm saying? And you only need the appraisal on it. And you never got to sell it. You understand? I hope it didn't go over nobody's head. All you need is the appraisal on something that you own. You'll never be broke again. And that's your IP. The basic IP is your birthday. Where's my moon? Where's my sun? Where's my Venus? I need to know where the whole thing is at. Right? I don't want to tell my nephew to go put some deodorant on if his breath stinks. I have to be detailed. Brush your teeth. That's where the problem is at. Right? We try to be too broad out here. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start now. We grown, man. We adulting. We can't just be like, well, I'm a Cancer, so this is how I am. I'm this way. Where's your Mercury at? Let's do relationships and astrology together. Is that okay? Can we do one? Y'all get a lot of shortcuts. You're really cheating, all of you. Especially you who write it down back there. You just dirty. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So, she's doing art while she's in class. That's what I'm talking about. When you do relationships or if you find yourself in a relationship now, this is a freebie for the Bay Area. Venus rules how they do relationships, but Mercury rules their mind. That's where you go look to see if you got somebody that's crazy. Listen, y'all have seen World Star. Obviously somebody here has never seen a World Star of somebody who didn't check their astrological report before they got in a relationship. That's what all of those are. All of those are the most famous. Did y'all see the girl who tried to pour gasoline in the truck and then lit it and caught her whole self on fire?
Oh, no.
Wait a minute, somebody has seen this.
Yes, I saw it.
Huh? That's not fast karma, that's misastrology. She She didn't understand that was the wrong day for that. That was the wrong day for that bullshit. She got caught out there fast. One more day. He there every day. Why'd you pick this day? My astrologer talking about his prices was going up. Oh, you don't want to pay that extra $20? No. I'm getting a reader for $11.11. I ain't gonna pay no more. Go on out there then. Move. Look for your Mercury. Whoever the dude was, I blame he still 50% of the problem. He is. Let's talk about relationships for a second. Sometimes, man, when we see her doing something stupid like that, why did he mess with it in the first place? For it to get to that point. He must have missed something and ignored something. And that's what we do. We do that in relationships, we do it in our regular life, we do it in our health. And next thing you know, we need emergency service. I need urgent care right now. We trying to come get our word way ahead of time. The giraffe perspective. We trying to transform turtles into giraffes. If you're gonna stay in the same place, at least be a giraffe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You don't want to be a turtle. And then you get it late, right? What's coming is a benefit for y'all's area, for y'all's city. We want this is going to be where one of our nodes, we want to connect nodes around, so it's easy for y'all to slide through like in a true network or a spider's web, right? But you have to know where you at with yourself. So now you got to check to see if you got the mental issue, check your own Mercury. So then when somebody comes and says, you're a Taurus, and now I got Mercury in Taurus, that's why I can't lose an argument. Right, I can't lose an argument. What do you mean? I got Mars and Gemini in the 10th house. Can't lose an argument. So that means my humility is always being checked though. So I can't, it ain't always like I can just bully somebody because I'm still now working on the empty areas of my life, the shadow parts. I have to go catch where these areas are. Astrology gives you a heads up of where these areas are. Where is Saturn in your chart? Anybody for $2? Boom, I owe you $2. Anybody else for $2? Anybody for $3? Yeah, you. $3. Anybody else? Anybody else want to know where their Saturn is at for $4? Anybody want to get some money? Look at that.
Scorpio.
Huh?
Scorpio.
Well, you
No, my Mars is in
you
Scorpio.
got a question mark behind it. You want some money?
Yeah, you said $4?
Yeah. Your Capricorn is where?
Rising.
No, where's your I'm sorry, your Saturn. Ah.
Scorpio.
You probably got the computer. You're on the internet, it don't count. You got the chart right there.
I don't want that. I don't
What's
want
that?
car.
You know that your Saturn is in Capricorn? $4. Who want $5? Your Saturn is in Capricorn? You sure? If you lie, you owe me $5. Okay. Got $5 right here. See how fast the money can start happening from knowing yourself? I want to reward people for knowing themselves. If we were doing it like that for real, jokers would really be out here. They don't just be huffing and puffing. I'm in the culture. I'm this and that. You don't even know. You don't even know who you are. How can you have a relationship with somebody else and tell them what you expect from them? You don't know where your Saturn is at. You don't know where your own challenges is at. Santos, my Saturn is in Taurus. Do you still love me? See, I have to tell him when being honest where it is. Right? And then somebody comes up to you talking about, you can trust me. Stop it. Tell me about your chart. That's our new type of questions too. Don't tell me about yourself. Tell me about your chart. Oh, date's over. See you later. See you later. Pants hanging too low when you don't know your chart. Ladies, y'all should just cut it all out. Y'all should shut the whole party down. Brothers. I am finna get one on stage. Let me get one last drink. We're about to run out the stage for me. What do Santos? Somebody get close to the mic. You brothers, when you see these ladies with these long eyelashes, and they don't know their chart, If it's a flag on the play, stop me now before I get to it. You see these ladies with these long eyelashes, and they don't know their chart, she's shallow. Yeah. How do you have long eyelashes and shallow knowledge of self? Boys, you backwards. Run, boys, run, Forrest. Run, Forrest, run. Run from that. Get somebody who know their chart. We have to start changing the standards, just like we're changing the standards of where we start the kids off at. Because let me say, we start the babies off at 5 grams. Need microdosing now. I'm a microdoser myself. You know what I'm saying? With that program. Everyone take one of these tonight? Everybody, y'all in the building? How y'all feeling? Okay. So y'all save one of y'all tongue for tomorrow, right? Look at that. But this is very important that this relationship that the mushroom gives you with yourself, that's why you want to go in by yourself. You want to learn and see and really accept some of the things that's going on. And then you let your transiting positions, these planets, we call them professors. That's how we look at astrology. So if you draw a circle, you put 12 houses in it, pieces of pie, that's the campus. That's a university. Does that make sense? Then there's 12 sectors, those are the classrooms. You gotta have a classroom in a university, right? Make sense? Then inside each of the classrooms, you have to have professors. That's what the planets are. So each one of them can teach you a lesson. So if you just said, I'm a Scorpio, then that's just where your sun is. But where is the rest of your identity? You can't just be identified by my shoe size. Everybody that wears a 10 is just like this. Everybody that wears 5'6" is just like this. We are multifaceted beings. You're gonna be on this line of self-discovery the rest of your life. One of the best tools is astrology. You mix some mushrooms with it, I became a better astrologer, which helped me become a better person, which helped me have better relationships. Because that's where the community is jacked up at. Why are we snitching so much? Why are we hating on each other? Why do we want to support one another? Why we ain't using common sense? You know what I mean? These are all relationship issues, communication issues, because nobody can sit with themselves. You start seeing somebody else who is either living their truth or they showing you where your lie is not a lie any longer. Ugh. That's the jewel too. Why do people hate? Because you showing them that something is possible that they said was not possible. So that's why Cat Williams said, keep getting haters. You're 15 years old, make sure you get you at least 3 or 4 haters a day. You already got some haters already? You're doing good then. She's doing good. She already got some haters that know who they are. In your astrological chart, Pluto shows you where your haters are. Write that down. Pluto shows you where your haters are. There's nothing you can do about it either. So but now you know where the attack is coming from and why. So you just pivot. Because Pluto is dark, right? So, who got questions? Because I could do that little jump around all night. I want to take some questions about mushrooms, astrology, or relationships. Tell me again?
I realized what my Saturn is.
Where is it?
Capricorn.
Your Saturn is in Capricorn?
Yeah.
Yes. So what does it mean to you first? Because you living with it the whole life.
Well, I actually have some trouble following, so maybe you can help me.
So Saturn is one of the slower moving planets. So it's a professor. We're going to keep looking at it like professors, right? So you used the words to describe it and didn't even know. That's why I was like, you must know it because you said hard. So Capricorn says, I'm having a hard time following.
Yeah.
Capricorn is hard because it represents the mountain, right? The goat. It's a fixed, it's not a fixed sign, but it's the last earth sign, right? And it's ruled by the planet Saturn. It takes Saturn 29 years to go around in a circle. So just imagine if he's your sternest uncle and Saturn comes to visit for 2.5 years. That's how long a Saturn return takes. So when he gets in that particular sign, he's going to teach discipline in that curriculum. So when you were born, Saturn was at home in Capricorn teaching discipline. So your whole life has been based off of concrete. That's how hard it is. You come from a hard thing. But as we talk about Cinderella, Cinderella is Capricorn, is Saturn, because she is integrity. So you also were born with this clause in your life. If you move with integrity, doors will open for you. You're born with Capricorn and Saturn. And if you have to move in integrity, or you'll be brought to your knees. Everybody should do that anyway, but if you got Saturn and Capricorn, just double down on it, right? I know you have the last 2.5 years or something, because it just came out of Capricorn. So you just came out of a Saturn return. Santo just finished one up. Question, ma'am?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How would you work with let's talk about the North Node and mushrooms.
Oh, jackpot. Y'all should get her cash app up for that question. That's my, she likes to hear me talk about that. Thank you so much. So pretend you have a piece of paper. How much, I got questions
No,
on
you're
it?
fine. Yeah, we got a couple questions online.
Okay.
Hey, Queen,
I'm gonna get to that. I got that. That's easy.
Okay, can you answer King on stage this question? If my Pluto is in Scorpio, should I watch out for who? Occultists?
No, that is an excellent observation, but you need to know what house it's in. So the house Pluto in The house that Pluto is in is going to show you where your haters are, why they hate you. Pluto's in the first house, they're going to just hate you for who you are. Pluto's in the second house, they're going to hate you because of what you have. Pluto's in the third house, they're going to hate you because of how you think, talk, and express yourself. Pluto's in the fourth house, they're going to hate how you grew up. They're going to hate your relationship with your mom. Pluto's in the fifth house, they're going to hate the way you love. They're going to hate your willpower. They're going to hate your what you do for children. Pluto in the sixth house, they're going to hate your job that you work. They're going to hate your involvement in the community. Ain't that crazy? I'm trying to help the community. I'm trying to help the community. Can't even talk. I got Pluto in my sixth house, and now y'all want to hate me. Well, don't be upset. It's in your chart. So maybe you might find another way not to be so visible as you help the community. There's different ways, but you can't change your birthday, but you can change you, because you're at the center of your chart. You're the fulcrum, right? You ever watch Venus? Why is Venus and Serena Williams so great at tennis? Because they always get back to the center line before anybody else. When you play chess, you want to control the middle of the board. I ain't worried about that action. I mean, some things happening out there, but the middle of the board, I need to be running that. That's the play that we're running here, to take command of the middle of the board. The game is to go wrong. That's fine. We just want to occupy the middle here. That's it. So, North Node. Oh my goodness. So your sun is the engine in the car. Your rising sign is the body of the car. Your south node is the rearview mirror, and your north node is your GPS. Your north node is your spiritual GPS. So we are spiritual beings having human experiments. Not experiences, experiments. You don't want to have an experience. That's something that repeats every time you drive through Chick-fil-A, same thing. You don't have an experiment. Once you have an experiment, something changes because you are the scientist. You had the data about why you put it there, right? My spiritual destiny says it's one of 12. You only got 12 signs, so your north node is in one of those 12 signs. When I say go find the keywords of astrology earlier, you put your north node in that place. So like me, I got north node in Pisces. So Pisces is enlightenment, spirituality. Could be romance, could be pornography, could be going to jail, because every sign has a higher node energy, right? You just get to choose by your awareness of what that is. Me, I chose the higher ground, because the bottom road was really rough. It ain't like I chose it because I'm a good person. I chose it because I couldn't handle the lower part of that, of what Pisces was. So, when you go on your ceremony with the mushrooms, if you're in tune with your spiritual destiny, that's the place that you would like to end up at, because it's already on your map. Why don't you visit that place first that you were born with? Boom, you got North Node in Aquarius. Boom, that's you? The moon's in Aquarius, I'm going in. Give me a handful. Moon, let me get 12 grams. Dial me up. I want penis envy too. No, I don't want Tamarian blue. Let me get 24 grams of that Tamarian. I'm exaggerating on the dosage, but I'm serious about the date. You know what I'm saying? Whenever the moon's in Aquarius. So wherever your north node is at, if the moon is in that sign, you're trying to get it in line up with your spiritual destiny, go in. Just go on in. You know how to prep. That's why she having these DNA explosions. That's what it sounds like. Start blowing your forehead, start blowing air. Start imagining something like, yo, if I do this right here could actually happen. What? If I put these many grams of mushrooms, right, that's alchemy. But it's trio alchemy. Because it's got to be trio. It can't be regular no more. You got a question?
Yeah. Have you had any experiences of using other forms of plant medicine in addition to mushrooms, as well as with the astrological medicine?
Every one of them. That's my wife. Astrology, she was every ride. Everything I do. When I took the toad, I know exactly what time it was when I hit the inhale. When I'm sitting for somebody, I'm writing down their time. When we left and ate the mescaline, he was like, walk to that mountain and come back. I knew what time it was. The LSD, 4:30 p.m. in Mexico. God damn. Know what time it was. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? No player. Listen, we ain't even had that confession tonight. But yes, I use it for everyone. Now, when I used to smoke tons of marijuana, I did not, because I wasn't treating marijuana like a sacrament. So I was smoking so much, the days ran together. You see what I mean? So it became a blur. Then once I stepped back, I found out you could tear a hole in your aura by cheating too much. Because you ain't harmonizing it out. You starting to abuse something that wasn't built for abuse. This is what we do in America. We like to abuse things that weren't built for abuse. Right? So, good question. Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering how you would compare like sidereal astrology and other forms of astrology to the Western astrology that we use.
This is an excellent question. She asked, how would I compare different sciences of astrology, right? So let's look at astrology as a martial art, okay? In martial art, the key is me push you, you fall down. That's at the core of all martial arts. Me push you, you fall down. As the observer, you don't ask the person who fell down what were they using. I know that's my alarm. Just write it to the off something. Yes. So when it comes to sidereal, tropical, Hori, Chinese, cosmophysics, whatever, it's not on the art, it's on the artisan. Are they accurate? That's all that matters. You should have one of each. I'm one of the illest in this tropical Western. I ring bells, I do that. In the sidereal, I'm just a little humble, quiet mouse. But I got somebody on speed dial who'll bust your mama up. You know what I'm saying? That's what community is supposed to be. I'm supposed to have the dopest something. My style is kind of nasty, but Kalindi style, I really have a lot of respect for it. Didn't get to finish it, and I already seen the results. So guess what? I got somebody from the Tamarians on speed dial. There's something I can't handle. There's really gonna be some problems, right? You want to have different, all facets. Somebody say, what's the best mushroom to take the first time? The one that you got. I want you to start qualifying people when you go pay them to do something for you. I'm getting a strain of mushroom for you. Do you know what strain it is? No. You ain't know mycologist then. You ain't got to tell me the birthday, but you got to tell me something about it. You sick for me. I go back, what's your name? I go back tomorrow and tell Amina, I did some mushrooms last night. And what's your name, bro? And Langston gave them to me. And Amina said, well, how many? And I said, I don't know. You don't know? That's on Langston. If you serving a ceremony, everybody needs to know what is happening. But this is dose-specific data. This is dose-specific data. Take it all. Langston gave us all 0.3. This is how I felt. This is what I noticed. Blah, blah, blah. Data. It's like playing your own money right at this point, especially as black people. I'm gonna make it known that our data, tweet it. And then you can just go back and just do screenshots of your tweet. Because we can keep it guerrilla, low-tech, like Darren said. There's a lot of people out here building apps, but the app that we use the most is Instagram and Twitter, Facebook. I could just put my memo up there on the joint. Boop, come back later, screenshot it. Much time as y'all spend on social media, you already wrote 3 books anyway. You might as well make it, put some original content up there, some original data that can be used later. Because that's what they're showing you when they show you like memories. They're just reflecting on the data points. But they get to decide instead of you. We have to take control back over of our data. Where's your Mars at? Where's your Gemini at? Where's your North Node? Where's your South Node? Where's your Chiron? Who are the people that's, I want to involve myself with? We people in the San Francisco Psychedelic Society, but I want to know Seth's birthday first though.
December 3rd.
Oh yeah, he's ready, you know what I'm saying? He told me the other night, he was like, this is my birthday. Let's just get the relationship moving a little further. Let's do it a little more scientific. If you go on the KI Network, everybody please make sure you go to the KINetwork.com and just put your email and your phone number in there. That's how we keep up with folks. We also have the KI Network on Instagram. Please follow. I am going to get to you, but I'm not forgetting what I was about to say. Again, help me.
KI Network, that's how you keep
Right
up.
before that, I was talking about Kalindi. Oh! So on there, when you scroll to the bottom, it's going to say download the theme song. There's a theme song that we had for the Detroit Psychedelic Conference. And it was a organic beatbox, and then it was one of Kalindi's 8 minutes and 32 seconds of a clip we pulled from Organic Singularity. That's the name of the podcast. It's 3 hours long, all next level. Type in Organic Singularity Kalindi. Just listen to that. That's Jones Bananas. But in this track that we made as 8 minutes, one thing he says is, You ain't doing what the ancient ones were doing because you ain't doing what the ancient ones did. Get that now. You ain't doing what the ancient ones did because you ain't doing what the ancient ones did. I gotta put my mushrooms in a smoothie. Voodoo, what about lemon tech? Voodoo history go back further than mine, and I go way back. But voodoo, have you ran into any lemon tech culture from any island or Africa or anything yet in your studies? What about in your dreams? You ain't even dreamed it. You see what I'm saying? Exactly, nothing. Ain't nothing. Keep it moving. The ancient ones didn't know what it was. It ain't important. Okay? It's not even important. They picked it up, they put it in their mouth, and they were just like, wow, look at the revelations. Fearlessly. That's the other reason why we're not getting what our ancestors had. Because we're moving around here scared. Not fearlessly. You know the one thing you get back off a high dose of mushrooms? Confidence. I did it. A lot of things we don't get I did it from. We try to start a business. We try to holler at a shorty. We try to make up with somebody. We try to do this. And we keep on running into failure. We try to get our grades better. Try to pass this class. It don't work. Tell you what, then we get this moving, now we have this confidence. Now I got some momentum that's moving forward. That's what the mushrooms give you. They give you confidence. Astrology gives you more confidence. But you know where it's at, you know what you stand for. It's easier for you to tell someone no. This don't fit into my mission. A lot of y'all does not know how a well-placed no will save your life. Change your life too. Y'all so nice. Whew. No is the yes is good too now. The yes is good too. My man Shaman Derek dropped this one. He said women are complaining they can't find good men because they kept saying they wanted their hearts to be protected. So now that the men showed up, they can't get in. He said, wow, that's a catch-22. You can't have the right person and not in your heart be boxed off. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? The whole process of you getting here was painful. Your mama was not really excited about having another one of you the next day. She wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not even the next year. Hold it. That's why they let women get tube tied. She really is not about going through that ever again. I'm gonna stop it all the way at the source. So we have to be proactive in the kind of change that we want to see coming down the line. Learn astrology, learn how to grow mushrooms, learn how to open your mouth and speak to people in relationships like you got some sense, like you got some home training, not with your emotions. Okay, stop talking to people with your emotions. Unless it's warranted. You know what I'm saying? You might be warning them. I think that's a good time to talk with emotions. When I'm warning someone, I'm just warning you. That's why I'm getting hyper like this, because I'm warning you. I'm about to go DEFCON silent in a second. You don't know where it's coming from. Like, oh, dang it. You ever been that man before? Who just don't want to say nothing to nobody? It's going to kill everything. She only 15, she know what I'm talking about. She was like, ooh, you got to hold on. You be like, oh. Just breathe, little Mufasa. Just breathe. You know what I'm saying? Just little Cinderella. What's your birthday again? Oh yeah, you're Team Aries. Golly. Ooh, why'd you manipulate your mother like that? Such a manipulator. Good job. Yes, she gets it. So I want the rest of y'all to keep manipulating too, man. Study that chart as much as possible. There are different places that you can learn to grow mushrooms. We have one inside the KI network. I said we have a question back in the back.
Yeah, somebody wants you to repeat the podcast episode to watch.
Kalindi E. Organic Singularity.
Spell it out.
Organic?
No.
Oh, Kalindi, all eyes. K-I-L-I-N-D-I. E-I-Y-I. Kalindi E. Bad Mammoth Camel. You type in E mushrooms and it might come up. You type in E organic, it's gonna come up.
My question on astrology, I was a little skeptical because I heard that like when Ptolemy came to Africa or like the Northern Kingdom or the Southern Kingdom of Canada, he just kind of froze astrology in time while he gave it to the outsiders or like the Europeans or whatever. I was a little skeptical of learning because I don't know whose hand it's coming from first.
What predates astrology?
Astrology.
Good. What predates those? Ching.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms predate astrology. Yeah, they come from beyond the stars. That was the shipping device. Mushrooms was the FedEx that brought astrology lessons to the planet. Look at it like that. So then the device, the traveling device, has the original barcode on it. So I just go back to the original barcode. It's like a spore print. So it don't matter what Ptolemy did or said. Once I get into the bag, I start mixing, start hitting it, and I start developing a relationship with these extraterrestrials, because that's what they are. Whoever that dude is, he gonna be a figment of somebody's imagination. He ain't gonna be nothing like the discoveries that you have. You see what I'm saying? Yes.
I had another thing on the 13th Zodiac on fire. Is that even a real thing?
Absolutely. So, Mr. White Man, Mr. White Man on astrology, boy, I'm telling you. Mr. White Man on astrology, period. Just like he want to control your city, he want to control Detroit, he want to control Atlanta, he want to control every place that is a concentration of brown folks that look like me, right? So he wants to concentrate, he even wants to dictate when you get keys that will open easy doors. So the 13th sign is not new, it's as old as all the other signs, which there are thousands of. So Master just said, here's 12 for a long time. Now he says it's 13. What if Master says it's 411? Right. It don't matter. Get what you need so you can be accurate. What's the key to martial arts? I push you, you fall down. You get back up, I push you again, you fall back down. You have to master one thing. Master that one thing, and it'll come and start teaching you. But you have to practice more than you study. You gotta ask her when her birthday is, when is her birthday. You gotta go and practice and put yourself into those particular studies. That's how you prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're gonna be the best one because the skeptical ones are the best ones. Because then once you get hooked, it's over. Now you move from skeptic to ambassador in the split second. So keep being skeptical, it's fine. I have about 5 or 6 jokers that will bring you right on over. Just come on in with your little skeptic self. We'll spin you around a couple times, tell you stuff, tell you secrets about you that you don't want us to repeat out loud. Pause. Where do I sign up? You know what I'm saying? It's better for you to know them secrets and you deal with them than for me to know them and manipulate you with it. Or hit you on a soft spot. So find them yourself, where those areas are. Yes, ma'am.
How do you go about, so I don't know my parents' like birth time, right? And then how do you go about learning about them without knowing what time they were born?
There's a technique called cosmopause, right? Yes. So if you have any person that you don't know their time and you're looking for their birthday, you have to be able to put their natural energy in the first house. So your natural energy, if you're a woman, is yin. So that's the moon. So if I don't know her birth time, and I just need to look up something real quick for general, I'm going to put her moon in the first house. If I meet him and I can't get his birth time, I'm going to put his sun, yang, in the first house. And then I'm going to read it like that. But that goes back into like knowing more fundamentals about astrology too, because you got to know how many minutes in a day, things like that, which are very easy, very, very, very easy to learn when you stick to the basics. You ask another question. Well, all right. Anybody learn anything tonight? Make some noise if you learn something.
Yeah, a lot. The spirit energy, knowing where you know that, I mean, you're directional. That was a lot to take in right there alone.
It's going to change. What'd you get?
In my own way, I understood that there is a greater insight in manifesting around matching astrology with mushrooms. Because I was like taking into account, like, I did my first trip under a Scorpio moon in November last year. And then I saw a baby. And 10 days after that, my spirit comes up, and now I'm pregnant with my son. And my youngest is 15, my oldest is 23, so I'm like, if I can be more intentional about that, not just that, but even messing with my spirit. So that's what I pulled out of, spirit giving.
Ooh, she said a lie between the lines, boy. You had to be listening. I know that's what I'm talking about. She was like, I already had a 15-year-old and a 23-year-old. I think I'm getting pregnant? What did they tell me? They did tell me. They gave me a warning, but wow, I didn't watch out. Here it came. What'd you take away from this tonight? One thing.
Come back to me. I don't have it right now.
Okay, well, that's okay. You got to have it. Did you get something? You drank some water. Just wanted to listen. What about you?
I got a lot. I'm just reflecting on it all. But kind of like
moon is in Aquarius. Yeah. What about you, big bro?
Go do some research on, I just cultivated my first flush of trees.
Congratulations. Y'all put your hands together. Put your hands together. Team my colleagues in the building.
Yeah, I just sat with it. I did 10 grams of it this last week.
Hands together again. Big hand, big hand, big hand. Big hand. 10 G's up in here, up there.
And so, like, just in that, I wanted to do some research about, when I actually did plant it, getting ready for my second flush, and so just need more time.
I would take them birthdays too. When that flush hit, I'm taking that. What time did I go in? I don't know if you're twisting the scalpel, but what time is it tonight? We're taking these right here. That's really getting out. I want to do just like a whole tub. Just one tub like that. Just, I have to eat them so fast. Yeah. What about you? What you take away from it this evening? The one thing.
That my stillness is well placed and my north node is always very
Voila.
It was more of a reinforcement. I heard that everything has a birth time, everything has a birth date, but then I never thought to always keep that in mind.
Oh, and on your ancestors' new birthday is the day they passed. The day they passed, right? So Kalinda got a birthday coming up. His natural birthday the 18th. But then on the 10th, then we do another celebration. That's when he crossed over to the afterlife. So when you give an ancestor money or something, you can write down the day that they passed. You can also pull that chart if you want to get crazy. You can pull that chart, drop a candle in the middle of it, like get a green candle, send them some money, send them some wealth energy. Send a blue, he had issue with his lungs. So boom, I could drop a blue candle on top of the chart. Boom, circle Mercury, circle Gemini, draw a line to the blue candle, drop the miracle prayer on top of the candle, pow. Now you send the healing light down through the dimensions over to your ancestors.
Do you run the chart for the day that you want to?
Absolutely.
You print that out?
Yeah, because it's gonna be a circle. Just like, and then what is that? Like a sigil. Just so quick. All your charts are sigils. If you leave the lines down between the aspects and pull up the 12, pull up all that, the sigil is already right there. You'll see that on the mushroom field. All that just be like, oh. Oh, what was it? What out of the other days? Oh, we have company. We have company. That's when it's getting down right there. That's what you really want. You want the company. Mushrooms is company, right? Because they bringing the you back. They bringing the you back. So you ain't never too late either. So yes. What do you take from it, bro?
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
Let's do that.
That, as you just said, everything on the birthday. So that's going to change my relationship to a lot of things completely. Like, what dog I'm going to get. Like, if my hamster is even for me anymore. Like, there's a lot of things I have to look into.
He got all Virgo tendencies already, I can tell.
Yeah, I just found out that's my north node.
Say what?
I just found out that's my north node.
Bomb, bomb. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking keywords, details. You know what I mean? What about you, Queen? What you take tonight? What's one thing you took away?
The power of knowing yourself.
Yes, yes. Should I laugh on it?
Now, Pluto is where your hairs are.
That's
That's first house, so they really do this.
You can be, I mean, you can be broke, busted, disgusted, 4 flat tires, sitting on the side of the road with the police beating you in the head. You're gonna ride by me. I can't stand her. What? Bruh, I'm getting dogged out here. I'm getting dogged out here. Yeah, my people used to come over and play chess at my house. We used to sell big dope. And dude would come in, he the plug. So if he out, the whole block is out. But he got his money because he waiting on the connect. This joke come in the house and have 10, 15 bands on. I'm trying to keep the heat on. We playing chess, this joker here hating on me in my house. I said, damn. I ain't know astrology at that point. How would you have like all this bread on you, the bills is paid, you the dope man, and then you hating on how my household is going? But that's because I know how to keep smiling. That's the piece right there. You always got to know how to take your mushrooms, you study astrology, in your relationships, keep smiling. Keep a smile on your face. And now you got some sense. Even when it's turbulent. All right.
Takeaway from online.
Oh yeah, I'd like to hear that.
Okay, so we got Natalia. She said, one takeaway, Pluto in first house. People don't hate on me just for being me. Laughing out loud. We got Latina. She said, I see the connection between incorporating astrology with mycology and our ancestors using the stars to sow, plant, and harvest.
Absolutely.
We got
Oh, wait a minute, I gotta speak on that.
Okay, go ahead.
And my other mycologists, because I'm a Virgo rising, which is I'm detail oriented, I'll see a sign coming, and I'll be like, oh, the moon's gonna be in Pisces. I'm like, Lenny's here, Pisces is enlightenment, da 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 da, and then I miss the date. I'm mad as hell. But I know what's coming again the next month though, right? So I look forward to some of y'all who find that one that you want and you have to wait till next month to get it. Or you just take the one that's came and you just like, well, let's see what this one is. Like, don't get too caught up. But, yeah, but if you can find that sweet spot though, ooh. Yes, ma'am, what was the next one?
So the next one is from Konahita. I'd love to consume the mushroom medicine when the moon is in my north node planets.
There you go, smart money. That's just a hack. That's like, let's get to, right there. Get you a nice I Ching reading that night before you go in. Sweet Jesus. And one after you come out. For real. I'm over here brainstorming now. Yes, sir.
Another book of divination besides like the I Ching, is there like any other books?
I like all the cards, whether they're tarot or what's the other word? Oracle. I like all the cards. I love the pendulums. I guess you know the card shares if you got somebody who for real about the EFA. And Tatiana's Book of Fortune, which you took the pendulum though, but I would use that. I like that. Yeah, am I missing the divination?
Channeling is a most effective form of
Yes.
medicine.
Yes.
Take it down on directly and report it.
Mm-hmm. Try it and see and come back and tell me. You know what I mean? That's what I need. How old are you?
21.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If I had a me around when I was 21, oh, have mercy. Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering how you feel about buying things such like a divination, like tarot cards, and like other than like having them gifted to you with a regular thing.
Word in the street is gifted is the best. But then if I'm buying it, then I'm buying it. I'm going to put my energy on it. It's mine, I own it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. So once again, try it out and let me know. I know tarot done chose me. I just ain't chose back yet. I got at least 16 decks of tarot cards at the house of all flavors. Most of them gifts. I see a dope deck. I would like.
Chose you.
Hey, I got to breathe. I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Everybody, please just support me and just remind me don't buy nothing. Whatever y'all do after y'all leave out tonight, don't come up here telling me that you got a book that you want to suggest to me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm in rehab right now, okay?
I'm dead.
Yeah.
You have any book suggestions?
Oh, book suggestions all day. What do you want?
I was now studying like Jewish mysticism and things for there, like
Yeah, like
or like some like I'm even Kabbalah. Any
There's one something called Simple Kabbalah.
simple
I
Kabbalah?
would always get with the simplest, and then I would just start scanning Hebrew. You're studying all that. You might just get you a whole Zohar set for the crib every day. Start scanning the Zohar. You don't have to know the words. You just scan them. Just scan them. Just having the Zohar in your house is a blessing.
As well as emerald tablets.
You only know there's a lot of renditions of those, but you're gonna have to find somebody who's producing high level, more than just a PDF, a free PDF that's floating around.
Same thing with something like the other books of Ta.
Oh, go see Mitchell Gibson and Tyro. TYBRO.com. Just go to ebooks.
Say that one.
Load up TYBRO.com. Go to ebooks. Get everything less than $20. Watch what happens. The whole forehead will be wrinkled up tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. You got some heat out there for you. Anybody else?
Wait, we got a Rashid has a takeaway. I can use the moon transits through signs to get, I can use the moon transits through signs to get specific work done in a hyper realm. Hashtag gratitude. That's the takeaway.
He's somebody in Atlanta. He's been cheating with me for a while, so he already got the technique. So he's just telling y'all what's been going on the last, 12, 14 months for him. I have a course called Moon Magic that shows you how to track it, gives you the 8 rituals of the moon, and so he's been using that. Calculate.
In Atlanta, I heard this person, Brother Panic. Do you know of him?
Of course.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
Nah. I was just wondering, because like I was been asking everybody, like, do you know who Brother Panic is? Because my brother's moved to Atlanta. I'm just like, bro, you gotta look up these
He
people.
be in the cut though. Panic don't come out. He do not come out. He's a legend. I mean, that's Bobby Hemmitt's A player. He ain't coming out. And he don't have to, you know, because he know niggas is crazy. I agree. You know what I'm saying? So I would, and I remember when I moved to Atlanta, Panic was like, well, what you know about the breath? You should never leave the house. He was like, you should just do one class per month on the breath and charge everyone $50. He said, you're gonna be taking one of the biggest houses in Atlanta. He said, because nobody knows it. So that's why he don't come out. He do YouTubes and then pay stuff online. So he'll come out for Eileen, but Eileen won't come out.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you look just like Ali.
Hold on, slow down. Slow down. That's my dog, though. That's fan, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Absolutely. I got Eileen in the condition. Yep. Yes.
What is a medical astrology book you would suggest?
The one you can find, because them jokers are not easy. So all of them are gonna give you the basics.
Bishop, it's he said a really powerful one. It's like,
It ain't,
doctor, like.
yeah, it ain't medical astrology, but it's a free book over on Tyro. Type in Tyro Astrology free. There's a free astrology book over there too. I like rvbaypublications.com. RVBEY publications.com, and look up on astrology. It's two $5 books and a $4 book. There's $15 you'll spend. They're not Amazon though. Steph, you have questions?
I know. No,
Oh,
there's a lot of sense.
I smell that Oakland good.
Not yet.
Did I ever forget? Shouts out to the Oakland good. Shouts out to the abundance of the city. The tribe is wonderful. When they acknowledge you and all of your ancestors are great people. Never, I'm gonna fight somebody. I get back. Let me hear somebody talk about Oakland when I get to the house. I need some bail money. What you down there for? Fighting? What happened? They're talking about Oakland. What you mean? I had to put hands on it. We talking real reckless, buddy. You're not gonna talk about that. Yes. Was there another comment?
Oh, I wanted to ask you, what was the name of the martial art that really passed down to like the
Oh, well, I have to refer that question over to Voodoo. Ahasaki.
Yeah, it's a traditional North African system, but it's a combination of South African life, West African wrestling, pugilistic, mixed with North African comedic rap as well. So
That's
it's
what's
called
going on.
Ahasaki.
Can you repeat that?
Voodoo, say it again?
Ahasaki.
Ahasaki?
Yeah, it's very, very hard to find, but if you go to Tamarind, contact with the Tamarind family. There's a couple other schools we have in Florida, but yeah.
Yes. The little bit that we learned from Senyata, we just call it African Kung Fu. That's all we got. That is what it is now. It's a get down too. It's a really get down. It's good for your cardiovascular too. I will say that. If you want to get your wind up, you mess with that. You dance. Most of y'all dance when the drums come out. Y'all already know it. If you keep up with the stomping, god dang it, you just need somebody to show you where to put your fingers at. You'll be fine. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Oh, it's over. All right. Yay, thank you.